What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. E3 2021 is done and dusted, so I thought I'd take a quick look back at my predictions for the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. Let's get into it. Prediction 1 was imminent drops into Game Pass. There are a few titles that I sort of selected that I thought might drop really soon into Xbox Game Pass, probably before the end of September. Some of those that I mentioned included Microsoft Flight Sim, which I think I said was dropping in July. That is certainly the case. They'd previously said, I believe, at the Game Awards last year that it would be arriving in the North American summer of 2021, so July seemed like a likely position for that title. Happy to say that I got that one correct. Psychonauts 2 was rumored to launch in August and correctly predicted that one also. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide. Now this is a game still without a release date, so unsure when that's dropping, but it looks on slate to be 2021. We'll just have to wait and see. The other two titles that I predicted would be Scorn and Tunic. Scorn definitely still on track for 2021 according to a recent social posting on the Xbox Twitter account. Tunic, on the other hand, looking less and less likely. There is a demo out right now, though no official release date, and it seems that they've stopped communicating it as a possible 21 release, at least from the Xbox side, not necessarily from the developer itself. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Unfortunately, my prayers for a Cuphead Delicious Last Course Shadow Drop did not come true, so we go starving for that DLC. Here's hoping it's just around the corner and Studio MDHR surprise us one week with an imminent release. We'll just have to wait and see. Prediction number 2, first-party releases. I thought the first cab off the rank for this 2021 season was to be Crossfire X. It's a title that was shown off last year. It was looking really promising. Obviously, Remedy, the folks behind Control, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, they're putting together the campaign. It looked fantastic in the trailer that we saw in 2020 at Xbox's showcase. Not seen at all in 2021. Really concerning about where this game is and when it might land. I guess it's not 2021, otherwise it would have been shown off. He's hoping for an early 2022 release, so I got that one wrong. Sea of Thieves expansion, I predicted something would drop in September. Turns out it was much sooner than that. We're getting a Pirates Life DLC starring Captain Jack Sparrow and his swashbuckling crew from the Pirates of the Caribbean IP, launching just next week, June 22, free. Really cool. Did not expect that, but glad to know that Sea of Thieves is getting a copious amount of support. I know the player base for that is absolutely massive, which is great. Forza Horizon 5 I predicted would be in October. It is in November. So I was a couple of weeks off, I suppose. November 9 is when the game is launching. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the rumor was Mexico. It was confirmed to be set in Mexico, and it's looking absolutely stunning, even as a cross-gen title, which is fantastic to see. And Halo Infinite in November with an imminent multiplayer beta. We don't know exactly when Halo Infinite is launching, which is probably one of the biggest question marks to come out of Xbox's showcase. We still have a very vague holiday 2021 launch. I think it's safe to say it's not arriving any sooner than November, and probably no later than early December. But still, that there's no clarity on when exactly Halo Infinite will launch. Obviously, we've speculated here before, and many of people have done so in the past as well, that Halo Infinite will launch on the 20th anniversary of the franchise and Xbox itself, which is November 15. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. So I'm going to give myself, let's see, Sea of Thieves for, I'm going to give myself half a point for that one. And earlier on for the imminent Game Pass drops, I'll give myself half a point for that as well, considering we nailed Flight Sim and Psychonauts. Prediction number 3 now, I spoke to the 2022 roadmap, mentioning titles such as Starfield, Stalker 2, Grounded, As Dusk Falls, and potentially Avowed. Now we know for a fact that Starfield and Stalker 2 are launching in 2022, at least that's when they're slated to launch. Grounded 1.0 in 2022, I noted that it was originally said to launch in 2021, but I think would be better served in, say, early 2022 outside of the busy fall or American fall period. We didn't get a clarification on the 1.0 release for Grounded. We got the Shroom and Doom update, which is looking really cool, but it is just more content for a game that is still in game preview, early access on the Xbox side. So I think it's likely it slips into 2022. I won't take it as a confirmation, but at this stage, Microsoft are pretty clear about what their first party lineup is for 2021 or for the rest of 2021, and Grounded 1.0 certainly isn't part of that, at least now. So still a bit ambiguous on that one. As Dusk Falls wasn't shown at all. Safe to say it's not coming in 2021, and I would be surprised if it slips outside past 2022. Avowed, considering that Starfield is the big RPG launching at the end of 2022, it's probably safe to say Avowed is 2023. I was hoping we would see it though, considering just how efficient Obsidian as a studio really is. Not the case this time, but hopefully next time. So I'll give myself half a point for that one as well, getting Starfield and Stalker 2, and maybe even Grounded correct, but we'll just have to wait and see. Prediction number 4, no shows for first party. I predicted that we wouldn't see Perfect Dark, Fable, State of Decay 3, Everwild, and we might see Hellblade 2. I'm going to give myself a full point for this one, all right? Definitely didn't see Perfect Dark, Fable, State of Decay 3, or Everwild, which is reported to be being completely rebooted and might not see the light of day until 2024 at the earliest. A whole other video, we'll probably talk about that. And maybe on the Hellblade 2, it wasn't in the Xbox Games Showcase, but it was in the Xbox Showcase Extended, which was a 2-hour show hosted by Paris Lilly a few days after the Xbox Games Showcase. So I'm giving myself a full point for that one. Considering that we didn't get to see a huge amount of Hellblade 2 footage, I think it's safe to say that it won't be 2022 either, probably a 2023 title, which is totally fine. Really happy for Ninja Theory to take their time and make the best game they possibly can. Prediction number 5, third-party Game Pass drops. I predicted Persona and Hades. I'm going to give myself a half point for that one. Hades confirmed to drop into Game Pass on console with cross-save, which is fantastic, in August. Persona, nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. Obviously, there were rumors about Persona 5 being ported to Xbox. Phil Spencer really keen getting more Japanese support, particularly of some, seminal RPGs into the Xbox ecosystem, let alone Game Pass. Unfortunately, not the case. Fingers crossed that that's going to happen sometime in the near future, because I would love to try Persona. That's certainly true. Prediction number 6, no xCloud TV app announcement. Now, I made my prediction video before this behind-the-scenes press event that were given to selected media and content creators before E3 in the lead-up, in which Microsoft announced a bunch of xCloud announcements. Now, I'm going to give myself 0 points for this one, even though it didn't show up in the Xbox Game Showcase itself, because it spoke to a lot of things that I was definitely wrong in predicting. I thought that xCloud and the delivery of the TV app and I suppose the streaming stick was going to be pushed out of 2021, just given how difficult it might have been for Microsoft to upgrade their server blades to the Xbox Series X spec. Turns out they're seemingly on schedule, and it's going to happen later this year. The semiconductor shortage seems to made no dent in their stride, so got that one completely wrong. Even though it wasn't mentioned at the Game Pass showcase, also the Xbox showcase, it was mentioned beforehand right after I published my video. So anyway, prediction number 7, I predicted that we would see some studio acquisitions. There were some rumors doing the round that we might see some pickups on the Xbox side to add to their 23 studios. Not the case this time. We didn't get any announcements or any news or any indication that there might be any imminent acquisitions made. Keep them in the rumor pile for now. Maybe news will drop on the Xbox Newswire sometime soon. I guess we'll wait and see. Prediction number 8, no Nintendo partnership announced yet. I've noted that announcing a partnership like this wouldn't be smart at the Xbox Game Showcase, something that you can hold off on and, shake the industry midweek sometime later this year. The rumors are still that rumors. We're not entirely sure to what extent Microsoft and Nintendo might be working together in a Game Pass capacity, though obviously we've seen the tease of the Nintendo Switch on Phil's shelf, so something might be up. Maybe we hear about it later this year. At the very least, my prediction was correct. We weren't going to hear about it at the Xbox Game Showcase. Prediction number 9, more of a wish, which I noted was some kind of rare IP revival, whether it be Banjo, Conker, or Viva Pinata. Really sad to say that none of them happened, which I'm really quite disappointed about. Obviously, we've spoken to the fact before about how Xbox wants to, bolster its Game Pass offering with family-friendly casual titles, and the war chest of rare IP they have available to them isn't really being utilized. We've seen some great 3D platformers be revived, in recent history, things like Spyro, things like Crash Bandicoot. Why couldn't it happen for something like Banjo-Kazooie? Guess we'll never know. And prediction number 10, I predicted that we would see a new social game in the same vein as 1 vs 100 announced by Xbox. not the case at all. There was not even a peep of the potential for a social game, which is a real shame. I think it could really fit in with their strategy right now and be a particularly great title to play via cloud gaming. So fingers crossed that's something that happens in the future. So there we have it, guys. Roughly, I'm going to give myself 4 points out of a possible 10 for my E3 2021 predictions. I did not fare well. I suppose those wishes of those last two, the rare IPs and the 1 vs 100 social game revivals, weren't in the cards, and they really let me down. I should have gone for some safer bets. Anyway, that will do it for this video. I'm going to put out another video about the Xbox Game Showcase shortly, in which I'll give my rating for the show. You might be surprised what my rating is going to be. I think it was a rather good show, but definitely had its weaknesses. I'll get into that next time. If you do enjoy this content, please consider giving it a like. It really helps out the channel, particularly in these early stages where I'm trying to grow it. And if you do enjoy it, please subscribe as well. There'll be plenty more content on the way. Until next time, happy gaming.